got other studios like down in D.C. and whatnot that really have a lot of space. It's a big difference. We still a little cramped up in here. So, ladies and gentlemen, a very special guest in studio with us, Ruben Santiago-Hudson, well-known actor of great acclaim, Lackawanna Blues, and much, much more. He's now the band director, as we were just saying, which is Black Royalty on an HBCU campus. Those of you who've been to an HBCU, those of you who've attended an HBCU, he joins us in studio. How are you, my brother? Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you again,
Thank you for having me. That's good.
You look well, too.
I'm taking care of
And
myself
prosperous?
for a young man, you know. Prosperity, I don't know all about that.
He was just telling me what I didn't know. He used to work in radio.
Yes, I did.
Tell us a little bit about that.
WUFO, 1080 on your AM dial, Buffalo's hottest. And WJLB, WJZZ, WHRW.
Y'all hear that radio voice?
We was hitting it. We was hitting
You hear
it,
those
you know,
pipes?
but I didn't, you know, acting wasn't paying, and then I know I could get in the studio that wasn't paying much. I could do production. I could do commercials. So I started in Binghamton doing commercials on the radio for different clubs and different restaurants and funeral homes and, you know, flower shops. And that provided me to have a little bit of money. And then I started doing Ithaca Concert Commission, like I would do the Byrds, Peter Tosh. I ended up doing Luther Vandross, Commodores, Evelyn Champagne King. We talking about back in the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so I found a couple dollars in my pocket through doing that, so I stayed there for a while.
So acting pays now. You have to do the radio no more.
No more radio.
All right.
Well, radio, you know, for Delta and Lincoln Mercury and
Right.
that kind of thing.
So the Quad, folks, those of you who haven't had a chance to see it, it's an excellent story and ahead of its time. And what I mean by that is we had Anika Noni Rose in about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I've been following it since the beginning. And how last season, even before the whole Me Too Time's Up piece, this show was dealing with sexual assault.
Yes,
I mean, that's how it got started. And so it was talking about that even before the popularity of the discussion right now. And Anika, at that time when she was here, chose for the first time publicly to tell her story about being assaulted on an airplane. It was very, you know, moving and to hear her tell that story. And we're praying for her and hoping everything is going to be resolved with that. But that's what this is all about. And then you all film in Atlanta. This is a fictional HBCU in Atlanta anyway.
Yes, GAMU. Georgia A&M.
Georgia A&M, you know, and that's HBCU with the whole A&M. And for people who don't know, the history around that, many of our HBCUs were land grants that were industrial.
Yes.
So that's why I grew up in Nashville, Tennessee, A&I State, Florida A&M. And we say FAMU for Florida A&M, the real school. But
and Hampton was Institute.
It's Hampton Institute. Right.
Teaching you how to be a laborer.
Right,
basically.
right. How to be a laborer. There was a story, or really a movement that came out in Atlanta with some of the students were exposing sexual assault that had occurred on the campuses of Morehouse and Spelman back during the beginning of the school year last year, and that got away. So, in any event, the Quad, watch it on BET, folks, was dealing with these issues even before there was a popular movement to address it.
Before it was a hot target.
Yeah,
right now
yeah.
it's a hot button. You press that button, you can just point at a person and they're in trouble.
Yeah.
So if you have anything in your closet, you know, you better keep it locked up, because if they point at you, expose it, or the allegation is enough to destroy a career at this point, because it's enough of it. Everybody's tired of it.
And I'll be honest with you, Ruben, and this may sound strange, I've had to wonder whether I'm a typical man, because it's so widespread. I've never done that. And I see so many men doing. I'm getting. Wait a minute. Did I miss the lesson that's how you supposed to act?
Mama raised us right.
Is that what it is?
Mama
Okay,
told
all
you
right.
what was yours and what wasn't yours.
Yeah.
And what the word no meant. You know, and it's like a lot of people don't understand what the word no means, or act like they don't. And then there's some people that say no and don't really mean it. Mm-hmm. So it's a very tricky place.
Yeah.
You know, it's a very tricky place. But one thing we do know for certain, it's time's up.
Time's up.
It's enough of it. So anyway, the Quad was ahead of their time, ahead of our time in dealing with that, and a lot of other issues that we put out on the forefront, and things we're not ashamed to discuss, so we can work them out.
Yeah,
you got to put it out there. You can't work it out, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
So from hazing to
right.
intra-racism, us being racist against each other, all kind of things, man. So I'm very proud of this show.
So one of the big things about the show in this week, when we're talking about the premiere of Black Panther and a black director, now did you direct or write the episode that's coming on tomorrow night?
I directed it.
Now this is your first time directing?
First time directing TV.
On TV, because Lackawanna Blues, you directed that, right?
No, George C. Wolfe directed
it.
I wrote and produced it.
Just wrote and produced. Okay, you just wrote and produced. Well, see, he's doing so much, can't keep up whether he's directing, writing, or producing.
No, I'm a theater director, though. My show the show that I directed just won the Tony for Best Revival, Jitney.
That's right, it sure did.
Yeah.
It sure did. And that was that in August Wilson?
August Wilson, this past season, yeah.
That's right, Jitney.
So, I've been directing a long time, but not television.
I've
been in television a long
What's
time.
different about directing on stage?
We telling story with pictures opposed to telling story with the stage. It's a little different. I can come into that extreme close-up. I can help tell story by the way I deal with my camera, my angles, the size of my shots, and it's different how I splice and go into different things.
So we'll see a slightly different take tomorrow night on the show in terms of how you directed it. Will it look a little bit different?
No, I had to follow the format of what we're used to seeing. We have some formula to the show, but they did allow me my artistic input and my vision. So you will see, I'm going to tell you, it's an amazing show written by Randy Huggins, and who's a Grambling graduate, State graduate. So the title of the show tomorrow is called I Am Not Your Negro.
Oh, wow.
And it deals with police brutality, and it deals with all kind of things.
Good.
So it's going to be a tough show.
Yeah.
I will get some tweets and some emails about it,
Yeah. Well, congratulations on that. I guess that kind of answers my next question somewhat. When there's a format, well, first of all, how do you, in a show that's running like that, become a director? Do they offer it to you? Do you express an interest? How did this even come about?
Well, because I'm a leader on the show and a mentor on the show, and because of my vast experience in doing movies. I mean, I've done almost 40 movies as an actor, and I've studied each one I've done. I'm just that kind of guy. I've done 28 television pilots and 57 guest stars on just television. I'm not talking about theater. So, of course, I know the ins and outs of this thing. I make it easy for the directors. They always say that. And in my mind, I've directed almost everything I've been in, though I don't say anything about it. I'm just curious.
Yeah.
And so Felicia, and I'm certain Rob Hardy and some of the powers that be thought, why don't we give Ruben a shot? Because other people were talking to me about directing other television shows.
Okay.
I had been offered 2 other shows, and I always wanted to start at home with the family, with the Quad.
Yeah.
And Felicia made certain, Felicia D. Henderson, our showrunner, made certain that was where I started.
Yeah. Well, no, that's great, man. Great. Now, be careful with that word mentor, man, because when somebody asked me the other day about mentoring them, I said, but if I take that title on, then y'all think I'm a little older than I want people to think I am. So be careful.
Well, I know I'm old. I can tell by the way I woke up this morning. I said, "Ooh, what is that?" When you wake up hurt and ain't done nothing.
What's your foremost love, the stage or the screen?
I tell you this, my first love is the stage, but I'll tell you something. It's easy to fall in love with TV and film as well.
Okay.
And that presents its own challenges and opportunities as well. So I don't shun the TV and my love for TV and film. My first love is theater. That doesn't mean I don't love the others. Also, I can love more than one. And don't y'all point at me and say me too, because I love TV, film, and stage. But stage is number one in my heart.
Is that right?
That's what my mama said to me. Long as you stay on the stage, you'll always eat.
Where'd you go to school? Did you go to school to study?
University or high school?
Yeah.
I got my bachelor's at Binghamton University, and I got my master of fine arts at Wayne State, and my doctorate is from Buffalo State College.
Okay. You have a doctorate?
Yes, sir. Two of them.
In what?
In the philosophy of theater, talking trash, knowledge.
So, man, you a quadruple threat then. So have you taught? Have you taught in the classroom?
I teach now. I'm a distinguished guest lecturer. I just did Juilliard.
Okay.
And Stella Adler, and now I'm headed over in Billie Holiday Theater. Now I'm headed over to Princeton.
Wow.
And I only give them a little bit of time, and I just want these young people to know what I've gone through, how they can navigate it for themselves.
Wow.
And what to look forward to.
Outstanding. No, that's great, brother. You're doing great and important things. Now, So the quad.
And I forgot to mention, I did in Morehouse this year as well.
You taught at Morehouse?
Yeah, well, I do a workshop.
You do a workshop.
I'll do an
because that's where you shoot in Atlanta.
Yes, and we're very close and affiliated with the University Center there, Clark and Spelman.
Yeah,
and we're shooting on Morris Brown, which breaks my heart because I sent one of my sons to Morris Brown. My oldest boy went to Morris Brown. My other went to Hampton.
Oh, okay, that's outstanding. So, with all that you're doing and your vast experience and knowledge, are things getting better? Are opportunities getting better and more plentiful for African American actors?
Yes, for actors, for directors, but for the people that are calling the shots, very little. I would be remiss if I said it wasn't getting somewhat better, but not enough. The pace is horrendous of how it's getting better. We're still not at the table making the decision. We're still being hired, and we get hired in higher positions, but we don't get hired as the decision maker. We do not run and distribute. We don't run studios. A couple. Tyler has his studio, and maybe I think Oprah has one, but wow, 2 or 3, you can name them on one hand.
Yeah.
We need to be in a position to make the decisions on the images that we are, who we are.
Yeah.
We need to be the custodians of our images.
Yeah.
And the only way you can be that is if you put up the money and run the studios. I'm very interested in that aspect too, moving into that part.
How do we get there? How do we get that money and move in that
Trust in money. We have the finance, but we have to trust each other with that finance. We don't trust each other the way we should, far as, if a person of another color says, come on, put $10 million with me, we're going to do this, we're quicker to do that than if a brother or sister say, come on, let's come together. I went to people and said, listen, I'd like to be in charge of possibly maybe my own theater, and it's probably going to cost upward of $10 million. Can we come together, and who believes in what I want to say in the next decade, and what do you want to say in the next decade? And people listened to me. They said, we'll take the meeting.
Yeah.
Now I believe truly in my heart, I probably can go to white people and get this done.
Yeah.
But I don't want them to be over this. I want us to do it. And I don't know if I'm going to be alive when us come together and do that.
So are you saying that with the trust issue for some that won't work with us, it's still sort of a white man's ice is colder thing?
The white man is running, who did Black Panther? I mean, if you won't really know what the studio is, you got to go to the studio. Yeah, that's when the bucks come in, where most of them bucks gonna land. Yeah, we can do that. What if we did Black Panther? Imagine, but when you start talking about putting up $300 million, black folks, people start. I don't trust that I'm gonna get my money back. You got $1 billion now, sir. So you want to gamble, and if you don't get it all back, write that off like everybody else does. Yeah, but we have to gamble and bet on each other. For me to get Jitney done, I went to all the people of color that I thought I could get the money to produce that play, and I didn't get the money. So I had to go to other folks to get the money. Right. You didn't have a choice. If you believe in me and the success that I've had in the last 40 years, trust me. Yeah. Because I'm a winner. I know how to win. Right. Come with me. I'm not going to lose because you're with me now. That's not my plan. Yeah. It's to win for both of us. Right. No, that's I feel trust. You, brother. That's trust, man. Y'all, that's real talk on Black History Month. You play the band director. Now, on some college campuses, it's either the esteemed president or the head football coach or the band director who's really the head honcho, or either they all in competition, aren't they? They usually are in competition, right? But it's you find out who the biggest rooster on campus is by who's the most successful. Yeah. Now, if your band is performing at the Super Bowl, winning the Battle of the Bands competition, been to the White House when President Obama was sworn in, then you the big one, and that's. My band at Gambian. Those are the things that I said that we have done. The writers have privileged me to be able to say these things. Yeah. So I'm the big honcho, and then another honcho comes in, Eva Fletcher, Anika Noni Rose, and she says, well, I have to reel this in. Right. And she walks in my office, and I'm saying, come on. No. I said, look, but what I do, I don't know if you notice, what I do when she comes and asks me to reel it in, I go and lean on my trophy cabinet. Yeah, I don't point to them. I lean on it and just say, do you really want me to? That's all right. And so I grew up in Nashville. In the middle, literally my mother's home was in the middle of 3 HBCUs. Tennessee State, Fisk, and Meharry. And I ended up going to college in Washington, D.C., going to Georgetown and UDC and Howard.
But what the MEAC didn't have that we had in Nashville, we played Grambling, Jackson State, Southern, and FAMU. So we saw the best the best black bands. The halftime show, and I mean it was especially FAMU. Now FAMU, and that's what's interesting. Your acronym is GAMU, but FAMU. I mean, it is no question that the band called the shot and ran the show because they were just that band. They were the ones going all over the world.
They can get the president fired.
That's right. That's right. So that's real. And those of you who've had that HBCU experience know what that's about.
I have a line. I have to tell you, I have a line in the show where I tell my band, "We're the show. They're just here to get the so some of the people can until we get warmed up. The people are here for the halftime show."
That's right. They're not even here for the game, and that's real. When Tennessee State will play FAMU, the question was always whether the band was coming, because every now and then the band wouldn't come, and people would be devastated. And the Tennessee State fans, of course, it was a competition, but folk would love to see the Rattlers come in high step out there. I'm telling you, else had a bad band when I was growing up that rivaled FAMU. That was Southern.
Southern and Grambling always competed, but also this Jackson, what they call them, some kind of thunder.
Jackson State. Those are some great bands.
Still.
Yeah, they are.
People at Morgan going to be mad that we didn't say Morgan.
Yeah, Morgan's. They got great bands too. Morgan does too, especially. But I've noticed I've had a chance this year to watch a couple more white college games than usual, and I noticed some of them bands taken from us now. And I'm like, they finally getting hip.
That's how the way things have always been. People have been taken from us forever.
Yeah.
From forever. We hold the bar in style and culture on what's hip and what's cool,
right,
and how to handle yourself when it comes out to being sharp.
So, any other projects in the hopper coming up?
Yes, I do. I'm directing a play off Broadway this spring called Paradise Blue by Dominique Morisseau at the Signature Theater. It's going to be extraordinary.
Okay, I'll be there.
And then the big news is for the summer is that I'll be directing Shakespeare in the Park.
Is that right?
I'm doing Othello.
What?
I'm directing Othello. So I'm like the second director that has had a full production in that arena, in that theater, in the middle of Central Park, in the greatest city.
Man, that is, well, we look forward to that, brother.
Othello, in the park.
And we have to have you come back and talk about that. We'll also continue to promote it. Something I always like to ask actors when they're sitting next to me, especially since this is Black History Month. If you could visualize yourself, imagine yourself playing the role of an historical figure in Black history, who would it be? Who could you see yourself becoming?
I did one that I loved, but the one I think is Frederick Douglass.
Really?
I probably would go with Douglass.
Okay.
That always hit me pretty hard. I mean, I just thought he was very courageous, and if not Gabriel Prosser, probably somebody have a revolt. He'd get all messed up trying to straighten out things,
Yeah, I can see that.
So many great.
Yeah, so many stories need to be told.
Oh my God, I did Percy Julian, which people don't know, who's a great chemist who saved the lives of so many people suffering with rheumatoid arthritis, and
he was at Fisk at one time.
Yeah, he was at Fisk. He was at Howard. It was
That's right.
They actually took his name down in the scandal on Howard.
Is that right?
Basically. Jealousy. Anyway, it's a deep story. I have a documentary out that I did some years ago called "Forgotten Genius."
Okay.
It's on PBS.
Okay.
We did it out of Boston.
I think I vaguely remember that. Yeah.
Forgotten about Dr. Percy Julian. It's one of my favorite roles and opportunities I've ever had because it's talking about us and our history and how high we hold the bar, man.
Yeah. No question about it, brother. Proud of all you've done. If there's anyone who can teach other upcoming actors and actresses how to do what he's done, and maybe even see to it that some of these roles that so many of them haven't been portrayed, see to it that they are portrayed, and also help us figure out a way to get more ownership and control,
which we need,
over what we're doing. I mean, that's the next step. Hopefully we'll see it in our lifetime, brother. But the struggle is real, and I'm glad you're involved in it. So tomorrow night, the 13th on BET, when this airs on the radio in the morning, it'll be tonight. But this is the day before. You're watching it on our streams. Tomorrow night, what he's directed, be sure to check it out. The episode of the Quad, I Am Not Your Negro. Can't wait to see that. man, always a good shot in the arm to see you, and
appreciate you,
inspirational, brother.
I appreciate you.
You know, and strong, and you doing it, man.
I'll come see you again.
Oh, please do it. We want to see you on stage too, because he's outstanding on stage as well. We need more black folk on Broadway and off Broadway too. Ain't enough of that. Not enough of our stories amongst these white lights outside, literally outside these doors where we are. Ruben Santiao-Hudson has been our very special guest. Folks, watch the Quad and support black film and black actors. Thank you very much.
Thank you.